You ever notice how easy it is to love someone else? We show up for people, we listen, we forgive, we fight for them. But when was the last time you showed up for you like that? We give so much of our love away, hoping someone will make us feel whole, that someone will be the piece to the puzzle that we're missing. But the truth is, a lot of people are pouring from an empty heart. And for a long time, mine was also empty. A few years ago, when I was in college, I rushed into a relationship with a girl. She was beautiful, kind, and smart, and she made me feel something that I hadn't felt in a long time. And I thought that was love. I really did. And I didn't realize that at the time I had no love for myself. I kind of thought that was a bogus concept of having self-love. Like, of course, I live in my body every single day. I love myself. She would tell me all these amazing things about me, like you're thoughtful, you're talented, you're good looking, you're enough. But I couldn't believe any of it myself because it didn't match how I felt on the inside. And when you don't love yourself, you don't just doubt people's love, you depend on it. I got addicted to her validation, needing her to fill the space I was never taught to fill on my own. And when she couldn't do that every moment of the day, I spiraled very quickly. I became so negative about my self-image, and I doubted myself constantly, almost becoming completely dependent on her. And I didn't understand why everything around me was falling apart. And looking back, it's clear that how could I expect someone to keep showing up for me when I didn't even show up for myself? It was the hole I refused to face, not her, that was to blame. It was my fault that I had failed to look inward and say, I need to love myself first. And this whole concept of self-love sounds so simple, right? Just wake up every day and say you love yourself. But it's really not that easy. We've been taught to criticize ourselves, to compare, to compete, and the world profits off those insecurities. So no wonder you feel like you're never enough. No wonder you find it hard to love yourself, because maybe you've been trying to love a version of you that was built on other people's opinions, other people's views, other people's expectations of you. Or maybe you haven't spent enough time becoming someone you want to love, someone that you would show up for. But that doesn't mean you're necessarily broken. It means you're human, just like everyone else. And you can always rebuild yourself. Self-love isn't a finish line. It's not this end goal of, now I love myself and now I can do all these things. It's a constant relationship that you have to practice. You earn back day to day in waking up, doing the things that make you happy, not because other people told you that's their expectation, but because you wake up and you know that that is you. That is what makes you happy. That is what helps you grow. And people don't always say self-love is a decision. Not a feeling, not a vibe, not a trend. It's a conscious, quiet promise to yourself that I'm not going to abandon myself anymore. It means that you're going to forgive yourself for the times you didn't know any better, even if other people told you that you did. It means being patient when you mess up, even if you've already messed up 4 times. It means not waiting for someone else to save you, because you have always had the power to save yourself. And if you're always waiting for someone to tell you you're enough, you'll always be dependent on something external. And self-love is internal. So I guess that leaves you listening and wondering, how do you do it? How do you actually start loving yourself? And that was a question I had to dig down really deep to figure out. Because let's be real, this isn't about lighting candles and taking a bath and calling it a good day. Maybe that's a piece to the puzzle, but it's not all of it. This is about rebuilding trust with yourself. And how do you do that? It starts with these small intentional acts. Maybe for you, that's taking yourself out on a date, going to a cafe by yourself, seeing a movie, showing yourself that you matter, that you're willing to spend money on yourself, that you want to experience things outside of another person being there. Because trust me, some of those experiences are by yourself are kind of eye-opening. Or maybe it's rewarding yourself for the little wins. You got out of bed today? Congratulations. Celebrate it. You went to the gym? That counts. Go have something, a type of food that you really like. Go out and buy yourself a new Lego set. Whatever you do throughout the day or throughout the week or throughout the month, give yourself little rewards each time so that you have that feeling of validation coming from yourself, not from someone else. Or maybe it's spending time with people who pour into you, them giving you love. Don't isolate yourself so often. After a long day, a long week, grab dinner with a friend, have a nice conversation, go out to a park, just sit and talk, reconnect, because some of those experiences will truly be life-changing. And you also have to grow. I think it gets overlooked a lot that development is self-love too. And I think it's actually a very vital and foundational step in learning to love yourself. Because when you learn new things, or you pick up a hobby, or you explore places, it's like you're respecting yourself. You're crafting yourself into a person that you want to be, not modeling yourself into this mold that you see online or that you see out in public. You're molding yourself into something unique, because the human experience is not the same for everyone else. As much as we think it might be, everyone is crafted by different experiences, different viewpoints, different upbringings, different cultures. So when you learn to paint, write, dance, cook, when you talk to strangers, when you take risks, you see that you start to become a mold of your experiences, not a mold of someone else that you're trying to copy. And there is so much beauty in that. And people recognize that, because when you mold yourself and you create this mosaic of who you are based on your experiences, people notice. And you'll start to see that your self-love is not only for you, but for other people too. It inspires other people to try new things, to go out and experience these things. Because in the end, life is about movement, about trying, failing, learning, becoming. If you stay in the same place, physically, emotionally, mentally, you'll feel stuck. And as the saying goes, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Self-love isn't just comfort, it's an evolution of you. So, if you don't love who you are right now, it doesn't mean that you won't ever love yourself or that you're incapable of that self-love. It means you're overdue for it. You're overdue for the love you've never given yourself. And you don't have to earn it. You just have to begin it. Be patient, be curious, be forgiving, but most of all, be consistent. Because no one else can love you into wholeness. That's your job and your privilege. Maybe loving yourself isn't about becoming someone new. Maybe it's about finally meeting the real you and saying, I've got this and I'm not going anywhere. Love.